2 years ago, Denise Mueller-Korenek set a new speed record on her bike. But it wasn't on a regular bike or on the track. It was on this. And she was pedaling at nearly the speed that a Boeing 737 hits during takeoff.
It's like a nirvana that's like, I don't get to feel that often, and it was so awesome.
Mueller-Korenek was pulled behind a car to 90 miles an hour across Utah's Bonneville Salt Flats before she released her tow cord and began pedaling under her own power in the vehicle's draft, and became the first woman to ride 147 miles per hour on a bicycle. Now she wants to become the fastest person on a bike.
And I am going out to set the ultimate record and beat 167 miles an hour. Athletes, when they talk about being in the zone, it's because the world shuts off everywhere except for what you're in the midst of. And when I was behind the vehicle in 2016, the focus that is necessary, it is a life and death situation, so there is nothing else going on.
That singular focus and the thrill of extreme speed have drawn a select group of daredevils for more than a century.
There are not very many people who have done this record. There were no other women before myself in 2016 that have ever attempted this record. And there's about probably close to a dozen men that have done this since 1899. And in 1899, the first record holder, which is the one that established this, was Charles Mile-a-Minute Murphy, and he did it behind a train. They put planks down between the tracks, and he went a mile a minute, so 60 miles an hour. So he established this record. They did it then in the early 1900s behind motorcycles, and since then it's been done behind vehicles.
The vehicle creates an air pocket that reduces the normal air resistance on a fast rider. At the back of the air pocket, an area of greater pressure pushes the bike forward.
And I'm floating forward and back. When I'm sort of floating back, I am pushing everything I can into those cranks to where I don't shoot out the back end of the draft. When I hit the back end of the draft, it's like catching that wave, sort of pushes me forward, and now I'm light pedaling because I don't want to slam into the rear of the vehicle.
The current record, set by Dutch rider Fred Rompelberg, is 167 miles per hour. Mueller-Korenek thinks she can beat it. Her bike is getting tuned up, and she's headed back to the Salt with the plan to become the fastest person on two wheels.
Breaking this record actually will be huge on multiple levels. I mean, personally, because it's a goal we set out. But number two is there's few records out there where, no matter if you're a female or a male, that you can compete fairly on. And this is one of those records.
She took me to the track to show me how she trains by riding to nearly 40 miles an hour behind an electric motorcycle. Naturally, I had to try it myself.
We hit about 30, and I was trying to keep tight on his back wheel because you wind up getting a lot of free speed if you slip right into his draft. Can't imagine doing that at, 5 or 6 times that speed.
To go that fast, you need a fast car. So we went to the custom auto shop where the drag racer that she's going to draft behind is being rebuilt.
This is my workspace.
That's where you're going to spend your time. So you've got that metal bumper out on the front of the bike. It's covered in green tape, and that'll just come up, hit right up against this, let you ride it as close as you want.
Yes. But really, a lot of people, they go, oh my gosh, so you're hitting something at 150 or 70 miles an hour, and it's like, not really, because I'm going 150. It may be going 152. It's a 2 mile an hour really bump. So it's a very small...
It's a 2 mile per hour tap at 150 miles an hour.
Exactly.
And she even let me try to ride the ridiculous bike she'll be using in her record attempt.
Come on, pedal, pedal, pedal. Go, go, go. It's a single gear bicycle, custom made, and there's no way to turn that gear because you only have one gear. It's like having a car that's only has overdrive. You're not going to pull out of the parking lot and overdrive. You have to get to a speed where that engine can then crank the gear.
I'm literally pedaling as hard as I can. I don't know if you can see this. My leg is off. I'm putting all my weight.
Just doesn't work that well, does it? There you go. One more round on your own. Oh, he's doing very well.
Everything about the bike is custom designed for extreme speed. It has double reduction gearing that makes it nearly impossible to ride until it's going more than 50 miles an hour. The carbon fiber frame is extra long and stable and built around 17-inch motorcycle tires that can withstand ludicrous speeds on abrasive salt. There's even a specifically made tow hitch release. Of course, if you're going to pedal at triple-digit speeds, you don't do it in regular cycling clothes.
If, God forbid, anything were to happen and I go down, I need to slide it out. And if I'm wearing just Lycra, That's not going to feel very good because it's salt too. Talk about salt in the wound, right? Anyhow, so I'm wearing an 8-pound leather, Kevlar, and neoprene suit.
Mueller-Korenek has sponsors supporting her new record attempt. Here's how it'll go down.
I start from 0 miles per hour attached and tethered to the vehicle. I have to be towed up to a speed at which my legs can turn that gear over. And so I release right around the mile to mile and a quarter mark at about 90 miles an hour, and I stay in the draft.
If all goes according to plan, Mueller-Korenek will set a new record, riding faster than 167 miles per hour.
I want to do at least 170 miles an hour. Of course, the closer we get and the more everybody has their input, they're like, you can do 195. I think you can do 200. It's like, okay, let's at least get to the 170. I will be happy with that.